Hello, I am Lynn McCammon, the Finance Director for the City of Holland. I oversee the Fiscal Services Group, which is comprised of the Finance, Treasury, and Assessing departments. Today I would like to share with you some of the initiatives we have been working on this year and what is on the horizon for 2023 and beyond. Our role here in Fiscal Services is more behind-the-scenes support for our many different stakeholders. We serve the citizens, city leadership, all city departments, and related entities such as the library, airport, and MAX transportation. We value our partnerships and continually look for ways to improve. During the past year, we have worked with departments to identify additional resources given the challenges they are facing. In addition, we implemented summary reports for several of the entities as we seek to communicate the finances in a manner that allows decision makers a clear understanding of the financial position. When you think of finance, of course, budgeting and money come to mind. In fact, financial stewardship of city resources is a central part of our job. Maintaining a strong financial position takes a significant amount of planning and monitoring. We recently implemented an expanded long-term financial planning process, and during the current year, we have refined the process to include a mid-year check-in just to make sure we are staying on track. Years like the current one really illustrate the importance of such a mid-year check. Who could have guessed a year ago that interest rates on mortgages would be in excess of 7%? Another key element of planning is maintaining and updating fiscal policies. During the current year, we formalized the city's fund balance policy and added a new debt management policy. This proved to be an essential part of our recent bond rating process for the new fire station bonds that were issued in the fall. And of course, we can't forget the annual budget process. The planning efforts we just discussed all feed into the annual budget process. The Finance Department supports the process, beginning with the red folder distribution to department leaders in December, all the way through final budget approval, which occurs in May. Like other areas, we are always striving to improve, and this past year, we focused on the capital plan documentation in the budget. We enhanced the information to include detail on each major project and equipment. This documentation is not only used in the budget process, but when the actual project or equipment is purchased, the information is included in the council report so council can easily connect the budget approval with the subsequent purchase. The city's final budget document serves as a communication tool so users can assess how the city is doing. This is just one of the many reports that the Finance Department plays a significant role in. The other large focus is the annual audit. We recognize the value in well-prepared reports, and the city has earned the Government Finance Officers Association, or GFOA, award for the budget for the past 19 years and the GFOA award for the audit for the last 30 years. However, in the past year, we started to realize that perhaps not everyone enjoys reading these lengthy reports quite as much as we here in finance do. So we created the first Budget in Brief and followed up with a popular annual financial report, or PAFR. These are essentially mini versions of the larger reports and designed to communicate the information in a concise, easy-to-read manner. We went further by partnering with the Public Information Coordinator to get the information out to all our users so everyone can learn more about city finances. We are happy to report that we were recently notified that we were awarded an Excellence in Popular Annual Financial Reporting for our first PAFR. As you can see, we have a lot going on here in Fiscal Services. As we look to the future, we will continually challenge ourselves to identify ways to improve processes and services to others, all while carefully managing the city's finances. More specifically, we have identified a few items to concentrate on in the upcoming budget year. First and foremost, we will continue to be great stewards of the city's resources. We see some challenges in the next few years, especially given continued economic stress, so long-term planning will be essential. In the current year, the city approved an upgrade to the finance software. We are currently on a waiting list for implementation to begin. While the final system will provide significant enhancements, it will take quite an effort to get the system up and running. And while we are working through the transition, we plan to evaluate the processes both in and around the system to look for improvements. During these budget videos, you will hear about many of the exciting projects and initiatives from other departments in the city. Here in finance, we will make sure to work with them to fully incorporate these in our long-term forecasts so we can be assured of continued financial strength. In the policy area, we plan to update the city's investment policy to reflect changes in the state's investment guidelines and formalize a capital asset policy to incorporate new government accounting pronouncements. And as always, we plan to continue to provide the best services to all our stakeholders and look for additional opportunities to enhance communications for the city and those entities for which we provide fiscal services. We will be busy here in the upcoming years, but I am thankful to have a wonderful team here in the Fiscal Services Group. Without their support and dedication, we would not be able to deliver on our annual goals. Thank you.